Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bodacious Rant with Bern and Rye. This is going to be a little bit done differently today. But before we get started, I hope everyone's having a great day. Hope everybody was able to avoid this rainstorm, or if you didn't, I hope you got home safe. And, in the LA area, anybody who watches this, I don't know where you guys are from, but I hope all my ranters are chill. Before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, as we say, and let's get into it, Bern. So, the movie again. It's been a bit of a slow month for movies and stuff, especially with hearing about delays. Some shows came out, like Halo is the buzz of entertainment the last couple days, just because it's one of those divided shows. Like some fans love it, other fans hate it. Mm-hmm. Critics are kind of liking it, not really. So I don't know. But Bern, why don't you share with us, the rest of the class, what movies you saw this weekend?
I mean, like you said, we're in a little bit of a dead period. Not really so much, but in terms of like the high profile stuff, like you said, we're sandwiched in between, the Halo series coming out, which we'll review when that series is all out, and we got Moon Knight coming in a few days, so little bit of a period to kind of like relax a little bit, but that doesn't mean there's not a wealth of things to see. And I did see a couple of really good movies this weekend, surprisingly so. And that was The Lost City, starring Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum and Daniel Radcliffe and Brad Pitt, and Everything Everywhere All at Once, starring Michelle Yeoh. I did get to see both those this weekend.
Good stuff, my friend. Good stuff. I unfortunately have not been able to do to work and other stuff, but I definitely want to see is Everything or Everywhere first?
Everything Everywhere All
at
Once.
Okay, that's what I figured. That's what was in my head. I definitely really want to see that because I've seen the trailers last couple of times. I saw the Batman, so It looks pretty solid. I want to watch that, but let's just start with The Lost Kingdom, shall we? I don't know if everyone's seen the trailer for it, so why don't you tell us a little brief synopsis for it, please?
Yeah, so for The Lost City, it's about Sandra Bullock's character, who's this romance novelist, and she's kind of on this book tour for this latest book that she barely put any effort in, and through certain circumstances ends up being taken to an island where one of the things she wrote about in her most recent novel is actually real, and they're actually trying to excavate it from these tombs there. So so that's what happens. And Channing Tatum and Brad Pitt, they're gonna go save her. Let's just say that.
Oh, that's funny. Every time I hear The Lost Kingdom, I always think of
The Lost City.
Temple Run I think of Temple Run for some reason. I don't know why. It keeps coming back in my head. Do you remember that game where you just run?
It's just the running one? Yeah.
Yeah, you're just running and there's like monkeys chasing after you and stuff. A whole bunch of crazy stuff. Anyways, so it's good. Channing Tatum's kind of getting back to more stuff because I feel like there was a couple years or something he just almost disappeared. And I was surprised when I saw him in Free Guy. I was like, oh shit, that's Channing Tatum. So that's good. How would you rate everyone's performance / comedic energy in this movie? Are they all funny or they kind of miss the mark?
No, I will say that everyone pretty much nailed it here, and that's kind of surprising. It's very rare that we get a really good rom-com, and I feel like they're pretty few and far in between. I mean, at least like the really good ones, let's see, like
Game Night.
Yeah, Game Night. What was the one that came out on Netflix with?
Oh, Lovebirds.
No. The other one
not
with
that one?
There was the one with Kumail Nanjiani, The Big Sick. I really like that one, and Always Be My Maybe. There you go, that one.
That's a great one. Or Crazy Rich Asians, I would consider a rom-com as well, so that's a good one.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, so they're very rare. Rom-coms not really one of my favorite categories, but this one was actually really good and really enjoyable. Like I said, all the actors came and they knew the assignment. They knew to play into the cheesiness of it, and the movie itself is kind of a throwback to like old school like adventure movies almost. Sort of some things like The Mummy and Sahara. It very much felt like those types of movies, and it's kind of fun because we haven't really had a lot of adventure movies. I know Uncharted just came out, but that didn't really do so well. So it was actually kind of exciting to see it done well here.
That's good. So would you say this movie is like definitely like dumb humor, or is it trying to be like super smart, or what would you say? Humor wise.
I would say it kind of like it touches on a lot of different types of humor. I will say that not all of the humor worked for me. There were some of those moments where the bit feels like it kind of goes on a little bit too long, in my opinion. But I mean, the cast is so charming that you're willing to see where it goes. You're willing to forgive like the one joke that didn't work for you to go on to the next joke. I said there was a lot of really like clever like double entendres and a lot of really fun witty dialogue. A lot of there's some potty humor here and there. So it was a mix of like a lot of different things. I mean, it is PG-13, so don't expect it to get too vulgar or too raunchy. But they do get away with a pretty good amount, I'll say.
So you don't yell in the theater, "Nice potty mouth, dirtbag."
No.
Okay, I was just thinking about that part the other day. I don't know why, but it's just so dumb. I guess my other question for this one would just be, do you recommend for everyone to see it, or is it tailored to maybe couples, or or is it one of those movies like if you don't mind if you like any of the cast, this is definitely a movie to see with them kind of thing?
Yeah, I would say it's the latter. Like I don't think you have to like I wouldn't say this is like a purely a date movie. I think this is a movie that you can go in if you're like a fan of Channing Tatum and his comedies, and you'll really enjoy this one. Or if you're just a fan of Sandra Bullock, I think you'll really enjoy this too. Or if you just like adventure movies that are really fun and don't take itself too seriously. So I think there's a lot here for a good amount of people to like. I mean, I'll say it's not like the greatest thing ever made, but it's a really fun time at the movies. I will say that.
Okay, good stuff. Out of rantings, how much you would rate out of 5? I
will give The Lost City 3 out of 5 rantings. A solid fun time at the movies. Lots of good laughs in there. Again, stuff that didn't work for me, and of course, it being a rom-com and stuff, sometimes logic goes out of the window. But I will say Brad Pitt is my absolute favorite part of the movie, and I hope people watch it just for his scenes alone.
Well, I do have my day off, so I may have to go see that one and the other one. But let's get to the other one, which is Michelle Yeoh's Everything Everywhere All at Once. What was that movie about? Suck it to me.
Well, you know what? This is kind of like a hard movie to describe.
Subscribe.
Yeah, I mean it's a hard one to subscribe to too. To be honest, but yeah, it's just kind of like it's about like this immigrant family, with Michelle Yeoh. What's that character? Like the guy that plays Short Round, Ki Hoi Kwan. I think I want to say his name, but he played.
Oh, the guy that actually played Short Round is. Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah, he was Short Round in Indiana Jones, and then he was also I forget his character's name in The Goonies, but yeah, that's him.
I don't remember either, but I know who you're talking about. That's crazy.
Yeah, and Stephanie Sue. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but she's been in a lot of things recently, like Nora from Queens and Shang-Chi. So yeah, it's about this like immigrant family that runs this laundromat, and Michelle Yeoh's character gets pulled into the multiverse. I mean, I don't want to say how, but it's pretty nutty, dude.
I mean, I know ratings wise, it's doing really well with critics and stuff. But how did you like? I know you said it's nutty and stuff, but would you say this is like a strong movie for the year so far, or is it just kind of something bonkers that's like, man, I don't know where I'm going with that, but how would you? But you enjoyed it, obviously. I take it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I know we're early on in the year, and I don't want to like say like things that are too crazy, but I will say that it is probably so far my favorite movie of the year, and it might be one of my favorite movies of all time. I loved this movie, and I was not expecting that going in. I thought it was gonna, from the trailers, like you said, played before Batman. It just looks like a absolutely wild ride, and it is very much so that it's just absolutely batshit insane, and has a lot of fun with the multiverse concept, which is kind of something interesting that they touched on. You wouldn't expect like an indie movie like this to touch on something like that, since it's such a broad topic, and it seems like it lends itself well to what we're seeing in comic book movies like Spider-Man No Way Home, and we'll be seeing in Multiverse of Madness and Flash. So to kind of get like almost like an indie film art house take on that was something that I wasn't expecting, and And I just want to say like the whole it just works so well for me, and the message and the heart of this movie was pretty profound, and I think it's something that everybody needs to watch. I don't know if it'll be like one of those movies that clicks with everyone just because about how batshit insane it gets, but man, just the deep message that's at the heart of this movie is it really hit me. It really hit me hard, and I was just like, by the time I was done, I was like, this is amazing. Like I was not expecting that going in.
Okay, well, that's good stuff. Especially the fact that you said it's one of your favorite movies of all time. That's a bold statement,
Yeah,
bro. Let's see if it works out for you.
I know, and I was like wrestling with it on the car ride home. You know, I just got out of watching it like an hour or two ago, and oh man, I don't know what to say. It's so good. It's so damn good.
That's good, man. Well, I'm glad you like it. Given it is a multiverse movie and stuff, or deals with the idea that there's multiple universes out there, would you say there's a lot of action in it, or is it more comedic, more dramatic, or is it a good mix of everything?
It's actually a good mix of everything. It has a lot of fun, like I said, with the concept itself, and that's where a lot of the craziness comes from. And that the main sort of through line in the movie is the action sequences. Though I wouldn't really describe it as like an action movie. It's really hard to describe. But there is a lot of action present throughout, but that's not really like the main takeaway from the movie. I don't think anybody will be walking away from the movie saying like, this is like just a pure adrenaline fueled ride of action. Although there being almost wall to wall action in this movie, it's kind of what you walk away from is not that the action sequences, although they are really well done. And they are a lot of fun, but it's just a mix of all that, and then the character drama at the center of the story, and then the humor comes a lot from the multiverse concept itself. Like I said, they have a lot of fun with that.
So I know you say you wouldn't necessarily recommend it to everybody, but I mean, what kind of people would you necessarily recommend it to? Like, like sci-fi fans, fans of the actor, like just out of curiosity.
Mm-hmm. I guess I would recommend it to people who want to see like fun action. I will say that, although it is kind of like one of those things where I wouldn't want to recommend it to someone like, oh, this is an awesome action movie, and then the concept itself is like very off-putting to them. I will say this is very niche. I would definitely recommend it to people who are fans of A24 movies, which this is. So if you know A24, you know how kind of like weird and artsy they get, and if that works for you, this one will definitely work for you. I think this is probably a little bit more one of the more accessible A24 movies. I will say that, despite it having that crazy multiverse concept, I think sort of the fact that we have had comic book movies coming out and TV shows and basically like the Marvel universe, we have to thank for people being a little bit more familiar with that concept. So them walking into this movie, I don't think they would be taken out of it. I think they would kind of understand what's going on. So by that, I would say it is a little bit more accessible. And I guess I would recommend it to like fans of the Marvel movies as well, because again, just because of the concept itself and a lot of the creatives involved with that, like the Russo brothers and Sarah Haley Finn, who was a casting director for all those movies. They're all like executive producers on here, which I found interesting once the credits rolled. So I think people who are fans of those movies will find something to like here, although it is a little bit. Not a little bit, a lot more artsy than that.
For sure. I guess my last question is, out of rantings, what would you rate it?
Oh, it's a 5.
Okay.
It is a 5 out of 5 from me. Like I said, it's one of my favorite movies of the year, if not my favorite movie of the year. Again, we'll see what it looks like at the end of this year, but I would be very surprised if it's not still up there, like somewhere at the top. But yeah, it is a 5 out of 5 from me.
Good stuff, my brother. Good stuff. Well, they both definitely sound like good, watchable, worth going to the movies for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you would obviously recommend these both for theater, or maybe one more for streaming kind of situation. I should have asked that question too.
I guess really you can do either one, to be honest. I mean, I did enjoy watching them both in the theater. They're not, those type of movies that have that crazy spectacle that I would say like you have to watch it in the theater, to experience that whole thing. But yeah, I mean, I would obviously want people to watch these movies in the theaters, to support the movies and to support the theaters. Although I will say, if you wanted to wait until they came out, you wouldn't be really missing much of that like theater experience, if you know what I mean.
Okay, for sure, I get you. Well, everybody, you heard it here. Byrne really loved Everything Everywhere All at Once, so that's maybe definitely one to, if you're looking for a movie to kind of fill in the gap until some of the real heavy hitters come out. Sounds like it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you just want to have a couple laughs and just kind of take time out of your day, go see The Lost Kingdom. I know I'm definitely going to try and see one of these movies, if not both of them, tomorrow. But, until next time, everybody, stay bodacious, keep on ranting. Let us know in the comments, have you guys seen any of these movies? Or did you love them? Did you hate them? We'd love to hear the feedback on those so we can all keep the conversation going. But, yeah, that's all good for me, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, everybody, there's a lot of cool things to watch, and if you definitely wanted to take a weekend or a day to check out one of these two movies, I don't think your time would be wasted at all.
Absolutely. But stay bodacious, keep on ranting, guys, and have a great night. So stay tuned for our Moon Knight review coming out this week.
Absolutely, everybody. Be good, be safe. We'll catch you all on the next one, and don't say anything about Jada.
Yeah, or you get slapped.